What is up guys, and welcome to my latest video here on SP Vids. Thank you very much for joining me. As you can see here today, we have the Polyend Tracker on the table, and much like my last video that I did about the Lo-Fi 12 XT, I kind of wanted to share some features of this, and I actually found these quite surprising, so that's why the title of this video is 5 surprising features of the Polyend Tracker. There are some really nice hidden things in this that you don't get on other samplers, I don't think, so I wanted to show you these and give you a better idea of what this thing is about. It's definitely a quirky little device, and yeah, I'm looking forward to talking you through these features. If you want to skip through to various parts of the video, don't forget you can use the jump links. And just before we get into this one guys, don't forget to check out all the links in my description, mainly spvids.com. I sell beat packs and merch there, and that keeps me funded doing videos like this. I would really appreciate it if you could go and take a look at those. Thank you very much to everyone that's picked up stuff this month. It really does go a long way. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to show you about this device is something that I've never seen on a sampling device before, certainly not one that I've owned anyway, and that is the ability to sample directly from the radio. Now I have to be careful here with copyright obviously, so I'm gonna have to jump around a bit, but I'll show you exactly how it works. And yeah, it's just a really cool feature, something that I've not seen before, like I said. So all you have to do for this is go to sample recorder. You can see the button for it here. Go ahead and press that, and you can see you're presented with this screen. Sample recorder at the top. We've got some information about what pattern we're on, etc, etc at the top. We've got our source down the left here. We've got level, gain, monitor on, and then we've got record. So down the left hand side here, you can see there's various options for me to choose from. You can move across these various things with the arrows. You can scroll up and down with the wheel here. So down the left hand side, you can see we've got line in, which you would expect. That's how you do your normal sampling in, whether it be from a turntable or your mobile phone, anything like that. We've got our mic low gain and our mic high gain, but in the middle of all those things, you can see here, we've got radio. So we can go into radio, and this is where I'll have to be careful.
You know what, Emma? I promise I will never do it again. Not
intended for everyday eyes.
So you can see there from me cycling through, I've just muted it for now so I can talk about this properly without getting a copyright strike. You are able to cycle through using these arrows, and that will automatically pick up frequencies, or you can manually just scroll through and try and find your own. This is really cool for little sound bites and things like that. It's amazing what this throws up when you just randomly tune into a radio station. So I've got some ideas for this for other videos which I'm going to do in the very near future, so look out for those because you can get really creative with this. But yeah, just wanted to show you that area firstly. I think that's really cool, and there's a lot of creative options that can come off the back of that. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about here is fill. Now this is a really powerful tool, and basically it enables you to fill parts of the grid with different kinds of data completely generated by the Polyend Tracker, and I just think it's really good for creativity. So I just want to show you quickly how this works, because this is slightly different to a sequencer, only in the sense that it goes down instead of across really. That is the major difference. So we can see here I've got my tracks lined up, and I've got my kicks, snares and hi-hats, and you can see on the grid I've inputted all of those where I want them to happen. This is a 32-step loop or pattern, so you can see it all goes all the way down to 32. And if I press play on this, it'll just loop through those 32 steps, but I'll just show you quickly. Okay, so nice and simple. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to instrument, and this is going to allow you to choose any of the sounds you've got loaded into the project and the synths as well that are built into the machine. I'm just going to go with hi-hat, and I'm going to try and add in something percussive here. So I'm going to make this track hi-hat as well, and then what I'm going to do is press record, shift, and I'm going to highlight this whole area. Okay, so that's all highlighted, and you can see now at the bottom it says fill, and that's available as an option. If you don't press record, you can't choose fill, so you have to press record. I'm going to choose fill, and we go in here and there's loads of different options of things that we can fill it with. There's no, FX, random. I'm going to go with each, and I'm going to make it do a chromatic note, and I'm going to choose random, and I'm going to do this every 4 steps. Okay, so there we go, we've set that to 4, and we can choose the range as well. I'm going to go quite big with this, and then I'm just going to press fill, and you can see now that this track has a load of random notes put into it. So if we press play again, Okay, so it's got a hi-hat sound and it's pitched at all different pitches and it's put it at every 4 steps. Now, I would never have thought to do that myself, but it actually has quite a cool little percussive effect under that drum loop. So you can get really creative with this fill mode. And again, similar to the radio sampling, I've never seen anything like this on a sampler before. I think it could be really good to get some rhythmic ideas, and you could even use it on chops as well to get some cool ideas. So again, maybe I'll do a separate video about fill at some point in the future and see what sort of random things we can come up with. But I thought that was quite a nice and surprising feature, so I thought I'd share that one with you. Okay, now the next thing is performance mode, and like I say, with all these features, I haven't seen them before on different samplers, so this is a really cool area which I wanted to show you guys. So again, dead easy to access. There's a whole button for it dedicated here called Perform. You just click that, and basically what you're presented with here is a number of different lanes which correspond to the pads below here. You can edit these to what you want, so you can change all these. At the moment, I've got low pass cutoff, high pass cutoff, step repeater, bit depth, all kinds of different effects basically. And what you can do on the fly is choose the tracks you want these effects assigned to. So you use these buttons to do that. So you can see there, I've added that to track 1, 2, and 3. That's my kick, snare, and hi-hat. So it's basically saying to the machine now, when I put this effect on, I want it applied to those 3 tracks. If I wanted it just on the samples, I could choose track 4 like that. So I'm going to do it on the drums, and then hopefully you can hear it. Now, a couple of things to note here. You can set all different parameters in these slots, and then you can just access them by pressing the pad. So for example, low pass cutoff here, if I want to just do -50, I just press the second button down, and you can see that that's now highlighted it, and that will apply that to all those tracks. And then if you wanted to turn it off, you just press it back to the top like that. Really simple, but it lets you jam loads of different effects. And you can also just do it live on the fly with the top one as well. So if I'm in the top one here, I can hold it, I can turn the dial, and you can see it's moving, and then as soon as I let go, it just resets. So you can jam effects live, or you can choose predefined ones from the options that you set below using these pads. So I'll just quickly give you a demonstration of this, and we'll do bit depth. So I'll go into bit depth, and on the drums, I'll apply these -12, -6, -3 values. Okay, you could hear it take effect there, and then maybe we'll do some reverb instead as well, which is over here. So that's this lane here. Really cool stuff, and in particular the one I like is sample playback. So you can actually change the direction of the playback. So you can see here it's set to forward. If I press and hold it, you can set it to reverse like that. So I'll set this on just my sample chops, and we'll press play and listen to the effect of this one. So you can imagine with that, you can get pretty damn creative, and there's even more stuff you can do in this area as well. Again, I think it will deserve its own dedicated video at some point, but that's just a brief overview of the performance area, and it's really powerful. So yeah, had a lot of fun with that, and I think it's very unique as well. So yeah, really surprised by that feature, really enjoy it. Okay, the next thing, and this is one for the SP guys here, this has got sidechaining in it. So it's got a limiter built in, which is slightly different to a compressor. It has similar sort of behavior, but as part of that limiter, it has a sidechain option as well. So we can sidechain the kick against the sample and get some really good bouncing going on. So we're going to go into master to activate this, and you can scroll through a few different screens with these buttons. As you can see here, we want to be on this one, page 1 of 3, and you can see here we've got limiter. So I'm going to go to limiter, and you can see I've actually already got something set up here. And I'm sidechaining, and I'm selecting track 1, which is my kick, and you can see here you can set the attack, the release, and the threshold as well. And then when that's playing along with the beat, you will see the gain reduction that it does. So if I hit play on this, I've just got a little bit of sidechaining on this particular beat. Well, in fact, it looks like I don't have any, so let's just move this threshold down a little bit. Okay, we can see that gain reduction working now, and I'm going to bring this right down. really hear that at work there, and obviously we can change the attack, so we might bring the attack right down and set a slightly slower release. So we're getting a really nice sidechain and pumping effect there. Obviously that's very exaggerated, but if I turn this threshold up a little bit again, so you can find a sweet spot with that. You can play around with the parameters and get some really nice pumping going on that. So yeah, I'd say that's a surprising one for me, because obviously as a big SP head, we don't have that. So it's really nice to see that on this device. And as you can hear from that as well, it's pretty damn powerful. So there's a lot of options you can do with those 3 controls there, and you can get some really nice sounds. Okay, so the last thing, and this is a bit of a novelty one really, but again, it's very surprising that this is on here. You can actually play games on this device. Now, I know that sounds a bit bonkers, but it's a pretty cool thing to just jump into if you're lacking a bit of creativity and you just need a quick break. You can stay in the unit, but have a little bit of a distraction for a bit. So all we need to do is go into the file area, and then we have games here. Now we have a number of preloaded games in, and the amazing thing about this as well, I'll just put it up on the screen, you can actually load in NES ROMs onto this device and play those as well. Now apparently not all of them are compatible. I don't know how you find out which ones are or which ones aren't. It doesn't really give you too much information in the manual, but if you're into your ROMs, then it's definitely worth trying those ones that you've got sitting around on your hard drive. I'm just going to go in and quickly show you this lawnmower game. I'll just turn that down. It's pretty crazy. So you've got your A and B buttons over here, and we're going to press play for start, and you just have to move this mower around. You have to cut all the grass, but as you can see at the top, you're kind of running out of fuel as you're doing it, so you have to go around and pick up fuel and try and complete the level and cut all the grass. Really, really crazy that it's got this stuff built in. There's a number of different games you can play around with. And again, I've said this pretty much about every point, apart from Sidechain. I've never seen this on a device. It's absolutely nuts. So yeah, there's some built-in games in there. If you do feel the need to get a bit distracted and have a little bit of a break from making beats, you don't have to leave the device. You can just jump into those and play those. Really, really crazy, but cool stuff. So that is it for this one, guys. That is the Polyend Tracker, and that's kind of 5 surprising features of it. So apart from the sidechain compression, that's only a surprise to me because we don't have it on the SP. I don't really feel like I've ever seen those features on another device before. I think they're really unique, and the Polyend Tracker is definitely a quirky and unique device. I'll be doing more videos about this in the very near future. If there's anything in particular about this device that you'd like me to make videos about, then please do let me know in the comments below. But apart from that, guys, thank you all for watching. Shout out to my members again for their continued support, and I will be back with another video very, very soon.